Hey everyone, welcome back to Covering the Basics of Fashion. Today, we're going to do some product reviews. First one being the new Jax Batting Gloves. And the second thing will be a Tanner tee. Starting off with the Jax Batting Gloves, there's been a lot of people, including myself, that always use the Easton Turbo slots. Well, everybody knows they're hard to find, and sometimes they only make maybe 100 a year. So, the Jax Batting Gloves are some new technology that just came out. The idea behind them is one of your hands has a web. And with that web, it keeps that bat from getting down here into the crease of your hand, keeping it in the fingertips. Bat being in the fingertips keeps that whip up and gives that extra little bit of power through that ball. So, these are adult larges. They do actually tell you how to measure, and you measure from the palm of your hand to the top of your index finger, and on their website it shows you exactly what size you'd be in. The biggest things that they promote on here is performance. Your top hand web technology guides the bat handle to the ideal position on your hand. Protection. The Jax web technology is a system designed to protect the most critical components of the hand. And quality. Jax batting gloves are made of 100% genuine sheep leather, no synthetic material used. So, without further ado, we're going to try a couple of them. And as I pointed out before, I was a big turbo slot user. I loved it. I felt like it really helped me get around the ball a little bit quicker as well. So this will be a nice test to see how they feel compared to that. So, first things first, this is going to feel uncomfortable. Just like anybody who went from a normal batting glove to a turbo slot. There is that uncomfortable feeling from the web, but really supposed to work on getting that bat to sit right there on that webbing. It did really force that bat to go to my fingertips on this hand. This hand does not come with a web. Alright, so anybody who had turbo slots, both gloves had turbo slot padding there to keep both hands in your fingertips. So that's something I'm not a huge fan of. I'd rather have the web on both hands. But it does, for this hand, definitely does make you keep it in your fingertips. And it provides a nice whip feeling through. So overall, still probably not as big a fan of these as I am the turbo slots. These gloves are a lot more accessible, and the cost was $44.99. Compared to your turbo slots, if you're able to find them, you're looking at about $50, so it's pretty comparable on the price. Yes, you can get cheaper batting gloves. You can get some for $19 up to the same price, but they don't come with this kind of technology. The downside of the Jax, you only have two color options. You have all black like this, or you have all white with black writing. So you don't have a lot of color options as you might if you go to an Easton batting glove, but then again, you are paying for the technology that comes with these gloves, unlike just your basic gloves to protect your hands for so many swings. I'm going to do an up-close view for you so you guys can see. That's what that looks like. I know it's a little hard to tell with the black on black gloves. I like black gloves. They get less dirty during games, especially if you are one who hits the ball real hard, but you got to dive into that next base. Probably not ideal to have white gloves, but again, it's your personal preference of what you like. These feel really nice. They're nice and soft. They don't feel like your typical cheap leather batting gloves that you might get from other companies. You do really feel that nice, smooth feeling, which is huge. Just in the sense of if you're at a tournament all weekend, you don't want to constantly be like struggling to get your batting gloves on because they get that nasty, tight feeling from sweat and everything along those lines. So overall, would I recommend Jax to people? 100% I would. There are a couple things I'd like to improve on them, but overall, I think the quality with the price is great for people. We will post a link of how to order these at the bottom. and it usually takes 4 to 6 days to come in from shipping. So if you need it for the weekend, probably not going to get it unless you order it at the beginning of that week. And with the COVID, everything's kind of slowed down, so keep that in mind too, because they are not a giant corporation at this point. So for our next review, we're going to go over Tanner Tee. Now, a lot of people have asked me, what kind of tees I prefer, what kind of tees I take for tournaments. Hands down, has to be the Tanner Tee. Very simple to put together. As you see, I'm taking it apart. Very simple. It's just screw-in technology. Nice little base here. Now, this is a little heavier. I have 12 and under girls that I coach right now, and it's not the lightest thing for them to just carry around, but it's a lot more stable. Now, the pricing of Tanner Tees kind of puts people off and doesn't make them want to purchase them. Tanner Tees on Amazon, I just checked, $79.99. You might wonder, why is that so expensive? I'm going to tell you here, at Red Shed, we use Tanner Tees for everybody, from 10 and under, all the way up to the college level. Guess what's great about them? They really don't break. You have girls that can't swing a bat yet, that are just beating the ever-living everything out of these tees. They don't break. You can pay the $79.99 and get this tee. The only thing you may ever have to replace is this top replacement piece, $10 for the replacement piece. So overall, you pay $80, and maybe every 5 to 10 years, you got to get an additional thing. Most likely, if you're buying it for your son or daughter, they're not going to need that replacement piece. Now, if you're doing travel coaching like I do, or Red Shed lessons like I also do, yes, then you might have to do replacements every once in a while. But we've had the same 7 tees here for 4 years, and we just had to get our first couple of replacement tubes this last year. Overall, you can get an Easton tee for $30, $40. Be like, it's okay if we got to replace it every year. Start thinking about that math. That's not going to keep it worth the money for you guys. All right? It's very easy. The Easton tees are a lot harder to break down, a lot harder to package, especially if you're taking them to tournaments. This, again, takes you not very long at all to dismantle and put in your traveling cart or even just to carry up to the ball fields. Very simple. It's very adjustable. You can get real high for your high strikes. You can get low for your low strikes. Now, there's many things that you can do with the Tanner tee. It's not just the tee. Okay? There's so many different drills. You got your basic drill. Just put it right down the middle. That's a great warm-up one for your girls. Then, you're able, if you have 2, you can do a double tee drill. Real simple. Set one up in front of the other. Your front one can be a little bit higher than your back one. Because when you go through your swing, you end up going a little bit high through that last ball. So right there's 2 different drills that you can already do. And obviously, you can do inside ball and outside ball. Most issues I see with girls setting up tees, even at our travel games for warm-ups, they like to put their front foot here, dead even with that ball. That's not where they need to be. So, start the tee right out in the middle, right in a nice strike zone through. Get their front foot lined up with the very back of the tee. You slide out and adjust their other foot where it's comfortable. The most important part of hitting off of the tee is hitting that ball out in front. You don't want to be here, because then you're teaching them that, hey, we need to make contact when the ball's right here for us. Rather than, hey, I want to hit that ball out in front like you want to do in a game. So, overall, my biggest thing, Tanner tees are 100% with the money. Again, you got to see it as an investment. If your kid's just playing rec ball for 1 year and isn't really going to take it seriously, go ahead and get that Easton tee. If your kid's going to take it seriously and go from year to year, or you got multiple kids that, you know, maybe don't know how to hit properly yet, so they're going to be beaten out of it, this is the best tee to go with. The Easton ones break very easily, especially if they're not hitting just the ball. So new beginners, the Easton tee is not going to last very long. So you want the most bang for your buck, you want to go with the Tanner tee. We will also post a link for the Tanner tee at the bottom. And don't forget, if you are a Red Shed student, you guys will get discounts. Talk to Trent, he can hook you guys up. So, thanks for your time today, and you guys just covered the bases with Ashley.